What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the Brandon Janeau Show. I am Brandon Janeau. As you already know, shout out to my family, Urban Boulevard, BLVD. You go follow them on social media. They have an Urban Street Boulevard. You go follow them there. Also, you can just follow urbanboulevard.co is their Instagram page. Also, follow them Urban Boulevard BLVD.us for this hat or any other clothes that they have. Use the code Brandon dot 30. So for 30% off for this hat or anything else you find on there and you purchase. And yeah, so use it. Use the code Brandon dot 30, 30% off. And hope you guys enjoy your purchase. And let's get into it. So, man, winding down a season uh, of some sort. Uh, the season's almost over. Don't know when I'm gonna actually do season five. I'm trying to, pinpoint it. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna do it in September or because I don't want to. I want to. I feel like I'm doing more episodes than I thought I would for season four, which clearly you kind of have to figure that out yourself when it's time to cut it off and go into the next season. To make yourself feel like it's fresh and it's new and then you're not repeating the same shit you were doing earlier in a sense. And I feel like right now for me, um, as much as I'm doing creating and pushing myself and doing things, um, I'm starting to I'm starting to take the approach 50-50. What I mean by that, 50% of my time uh should be given to this podcasting, creating, pushing, evolving, trying to do things that's out of the box in a sense. Maybe even help me in a sense when it comes to my self discovery as a person. And the other 50% is me trying to put, I guess, my energy, my passion towards my real life in a sense. This is just what I do for fun. I don't. I hate saying I do this for fun because I don't. I do it for fun, but I also do it because it helps me. But I feel like a lot of people, but I get to this point now in my life where I feel like a lot of people um, are stumped in a sense. Um, which brings in the 50, bringing in 50%, the other 50%. I gotta work on my personal, like I work on my career, my passion, and which I didn't explain last week because I was doing other episodes when it came to like what was going on in the country, I guess. But I went to therapy last Monday, and my therapist was just like, "You need to." She's like, "I know you. Yeah, I know you're kind of a procrastinator. You set goals, but you don't really go follow them personally." And I was like, "Yeah, I can see where that comes from." And we were talking about um, creating a, a plan of action to, for me to kind of go out there and do what I need to do to better my life in the personal sense. And you know, this is the thing about therapy that I kind of I get stumped on, but I need because I'm usually easily I can come back with a bam bam bam. I keep going. I've learned how to boom 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 in a situation, but even in that sense, therapy, my therapist might stump me with something that's a question about just life and regular shit, but it has a different effect on me. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking, and she says she asked me, you need to create a plan to you know get out of the situation you're in personally. And I said, yeah, I know, I'm trying. I'm I'm trying, and and I'm sick of saying that I'm trying. Sick of it. Tired of it. This is the first time in a minute that I am trying to physically save my money. I'm working. I'm trying my hardest to understand. I'm sick of saying that. I'm in a point in my life where my I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not even frustrated. I'm not even disappointed. I'm just I'm just it. That's it. I don't know if how many people can relate to that. When you just get to the point where you just maybe it happened to when you were a little younger than me. When you were in like your 20s, early 20s. I'm 28, but I got to the point recently where I'm just like exhausted. I'm exhausted because I'm tired of when people ask me to go do something, I do it no questions asked. Well, I might give a little bit of it, like, why you tell me this? But okay, later on, I got you. I do it. I do it, and I might be a little bit pissed off that you told me late, but I still probably do it. But when it's time to make the move that I need y'all to make for me, it's nothing. You hear nothing. You hear no crickets, no nothing. And you tell me I need to take more action and I need to do more shit. It's like no. If you told me to move when you needed me to move, I need you to move when I actually ask to move. This is how it's supposed to work. I'm exhausted with that. I'm exhausted with trying. I'm exhausted with trying to explain and trying to have a conversation with people that don't understand why the fuck am I so exhausted. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of patience. I'm fucking frustrated with the patience shit. You're not gonna continue to tell me to have patience. There's certain things in life that they are no patience for. You just gotta act off of emotion. Certain things, not everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like right now in life, I can't. I'm really in a place where it's just like, excuse me. I'm really in a place where there's not really any right or wrong answer. Whatever makes me better in that moment, I just gotta do it. And maybe in maybe if I do it and it probably was the wrong answer in a lot of people's heads. To me, is what it is. And I deal with that shit later. I do the ramifications of my consequences later. I always talk about this, right? I always say my career is great. After I get off this podcast, I'm back to being depressed. I'm back to being emotionless. I'm back to being fuck the world. Like I'm back to it. It hasn't changed anything. I love coming on here for 15 to 30 to 45 to however long I could get to talk about what I'm going through because that's the only time I actually can actually map out my thoughts. I talk to myself in senses, but you know, but to physically go hear it and to see it does connect with people is a massive thing, and I feel like that's what a passion lacks in my personal because I can get on here and I can just go. I ain't gotta wait for nobody. I ain't gotta hear nobody talk about something. Just not right now. I don't have to hear any of that shit. I just go. And that's where my personal fucks up at because my life is not a podcast. My life creates the content for the podcast, but it's not the podcast. And that's where I get pissed off. I'm not saying I want my life to be my podcast, but I do want elements of what I can do on my podcast in my life. I don't have to wait for nobody. If I want to just do a solo show, I'm gonna do a solo show, and that's what I feel like. If I want to be solo today, I don't feel like talking to nobody. I don't feel like seeing nobody. I don't feel like dealing with nobody. You know, I don't have to get on social media and talk for 3 days if I felt like it. You know, this is where I get frustrated in my own personal life because there's not a lot of that in my life. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, Brandon, you need to change your outlook on it." And it's like that's you telling me to be patient again. What it sound like to me? It sound like be patient. It's like nah. Through all the ups and downs of me, what I've learned and what I didn't learn. One thing I'm starting to realize is that I've had I found my passion, but I can't put my passion into my personal because I feel like my personal is what it is. I can't seek it. I can't get that same energy, that same that same let's go get it energy when I do my podcast, and I can't do that in personal because personal just I don't know because in my podcast I think my brother RC told me this once. He was just like because we don't know you outside of the stories you tell us. And that's probably why I feel like my personal is just my personal, and I don't feel like dealing with it sometimes because it's just like as much as I know I could change it, I still need the recommended pieces to give the energy up, to give that energy to it. And I just don't. I'm tired of being told no. I'm tired of. I'm tired of being told be patient. It's coming. I'm tired of it because at the end of the day, your life is short, bro. It's long, but it's short too. And what's worse, you living in a world where you have to. I refuse. I refuse to be 50 years old and start moving around like I wanted to do when I was 20. Don't. I'm not talking about financial. I'm talking about if I believe I can get there, I want to start making moves. I'll be damned if I'm on my deathbed and the only stories I could tell my grandkids and great grandkids is about me moving to Houston or going to Disney World for Make a Wish or going to Minnesota for a heart condition. Like, no, I want to go to Paris. I want to see, Toronto. I want these places. I want to go these places. I'm not trying to just be there for just a day. I want to live in that moment for a while and see what it's felt like. I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to all these places I've dreamed of doing and actually experience. I want to go to Australia. I want to go all these places. Tokyo. I want to go. And I feel like that's where the passion comes in and then it dies because then you come to reality and it's like, well, how you gonna get there? So I can say that all on this podcast, but how you gonna get there personally, like physically? How are you gonna physically get there? And that's why I get pissed off with myself because I don't know. I have a clue. If this works, this opens. This is the. I started building the model, the model of what I want. I started building this, the model of what I want. I had to put all the shit together. This is the car. My podcast is the car to get to where the fuck I need to go. And if I get a few more people to take interest in that car, maybe I won't be talking about it. Maybe you'll be hearing me in Japan, in Paris, in New York, in LA. But I gotta put the energy into it. I know I do. So yeah. Dark Therapy Sessions out right now. Shout out to my brother RC. Um Jack's Wild Sports Podcast. Mark Draft episodes out right now on our Jack's Wild Sports Show YouTube channel. Shout out my brother Juan. And I'm gonna leave it like this. In life, you look for consistency. Consistency in experience, consistency in life expectations, consistency in belief in self, consistency in dreams coming true, consistency in the people you have given your time and your energy towards, and consistency in self. You look for consistency everywhere. What happens when that consistency has always been up and down? What happens when it hasn't been consistent and it's just been sporadic? What do you do? Do you create a new plan or do you just ride it out and see what happens? Who knows? Because I damn sure don't. So hopefully you guys know because I don't. And talk to you guys soon. Peace.